So oftentimes, trusting God is depicted as being obedient without question. In some Christian circles, questions are discouraged. Instead, uncritical obedience is expected. And there are biblical verses and stories that can be interpreted as presenting questioning as bad. For instance, in Luke chapter 1, Zechariah responds with disbelief to the angel Gabriel, who tells him that Elizabeth would give birth, and as a result of his disbelief, Zechariah is temporarily mute. And yet, when Mary is told that she would give birth, she also questions how that would occur, but instead of being punished for asking a question, the angel Gabriel patiently explains to her that her pregnancy would be a miracle from God. Perhaps Gabriel didn't appreciate Zechariah's tone, or Zechariah should have remembered the story of Abraham and Sarah, in which Sarah gets pregnant long after she should have been able to. Or perhaps Gabriel reasoned that since Mary would be the one having to navigate the emotional and physical dangers of pregnancy, she had more than earned the right to ask a question. Regardless of the reason why Mary and Zechariah are treated differently, the point is Mary just doesn't accept what Gabriel says, but she asks questions. And when the angel tells her that her cousin Elizabeth would also be given birth, Mary visits her. To be sure, perhaps the visit was predominantly one of two pregnant women seeking comfort with each other as they navigate the pains and challenges of pregnancy. But what if Mary was also seeking confirmation of what she had been told? Perhaps she still struggled to believe that Gabriel's announcement wasn't a dream. Mary stands as an example of trusting in God and still asking questions and gaining confirmation. Asking questions is not antithetical to trusting in God. Too often, Christians, especially those with a measure of power, have taught that trusting in God means being silent and obeying church leaders without question. But that mindset is dangerous and sets the stage for people to be exploited and abused. Additionally, sometimes we humans are so convinced that God is telling us to do something that we aren't aware that perhaps we are just imposing our own desires on God. For example, God probably isn't telling you to go to an isolated island and spread the gospel to people who have never had contact with the outside world. Or God probably isn't telling you to harass queer people and convert them. We don't need to be converted. God is not going to ask us to act in ways that are contrary to compassion and justice. Asking questions and gaining confirmation can ensure that we are acting in ways that are in line with God's love.